It's a steakhouse. Can't mess with me, I'm chosen. Can't sell my soul, don't own it. I got no chains, they broken. No chains. Tell the boy I'm free.
All right, guys, welcome to episode number 5 of the No Chains podcast. This episode, we are going to be, well, not we, Braden is going to be sharing his testimony. And it's going to go just like it did with Jackson's. We're going to ask questions and get into details with things. You got anything you want to add?
I do not.
You got anything you want to add before you start sharing?
By the way, hold on.
It's crazy.
We forgot. Shout out to Body and Soul Transformation, bro.
Yeah, shout out to,
If you haven't been to Body and Soul, come check it out.
highly recommend. Great
W.
guy, great owner, great dude. If you have any questions, he will answer them for you. If you have any, if you want any, tips or pointers, he will point you in the direction you want. He's done it for me a lot of times. And he'll hold you accountable. If he sees you here consistently and then he just stops and then you come again, he's gonna notice. He's gonna ask where you've been.
Where you been?
I've seen him do it to other people, but luckily I've been consistent ever since I got a membership here. But I've seen him do it to other people, and I think it's kind of funny. But great dude. Shout out to Body and Soul once again.
Love this gym, bro. I love this gym. Shout out to Aiden for telling us to get a membership here.
It was because your guys' membership are falling short or not short. It was like
I was gonna be too old, and then it was too
to
expensive.
Plan.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, Body and Soul's a good, great gym. I love working out here. It's not the biggest, but it has all the equipment you would need. Great owner, great guy. Even if you just want to have a conversation.
And dude, he's on top of that, he's given us this space to do our podcast.
He has.
We didn't know what we were gonna do.
We did not.
We were like, where are we gonna record?
He'll tell people, the older people that come work out here, if he sees me, he'll be like, this guy's a podcast, and he'll literally just tell people.
He's promoting us.
And he'll always be like, the last time he told the dude, he was like, yeah, he has a podcast. They film it here, him and his buddies. And he was like, do you have the shirt? And I was like, no, not today. And I pulled up a picture. But it was the one day I actually stopped wearing it to the gym. Because I used to wear this to the gym all the time. This was my main pump cover. Might have to bring back the OG No Chains fit for gym time. But
yeah. W Place, come check it out. Thank you guys for all the support. It's just crazy that it's just still crazy to me that we have people that genuinely support what we're doing. And it's pretty cool. We all have the matching shirts this time again. Like the first episode, we're all wearing the same shirts. I was just talking to my parents a few hours ago about how there's people that actually want or are interested in having our shirts. And the reason it's so crazy to me is because the shirts literally say the No Change podcast. So it's not just a clothing brand. It's merch. So for people to want these, I have to actually support not just us but this podcast.
Dude, imagine
which
you're
is
just
crazy.
Walking out and you've never met this person a day in your life and you just see them wearing one of your shirts,
bro.
And we're not even crazy big yet, so that would be we don't
It
even
would
know
blow
these
my
people.
mind.
That'd be actually crazy.
A random person wearing a No Change shirt.
Yeah.
I'd be just walking in public somewhere and seeing it. I'd be like, no way, dude.
That's crazy.
I would literally go up to that person and be like,
Would.
yeah, I'd be like, thank you.
Give them a
Thank
big
you.
ol' hug.
Huh?
Give them a big old hug.
Maybe.
Handshake.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just crazy, but thank you guys. And thank you to God for allowing us to be able to do this.
All the glory goes to God. Acts 20:24.
Yep. You sent that today, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I think you sent that to me when I was at work, so I haven't read it yet, but I will.
Before I get into the testimony, I need to spit on my gum.
Yeah.
Because that'll get annoying in the microphone.
Yeah.
Smacking.
Especially you open mouth chewer.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. We're exposing you.
Okay, buddy.
We're exposing you. He chews with his mouth open.
All right. Let's see. Where should I start?
All right.
Probably, maybe I should just start when I got baptized, and then go from there. So I got baptized when I was 10, I think. 10, almost 11. And my baptism was in like the spur of the moment. It was when we had like Saturday night church. And it was like after service. And I was just like, I think I'm ready to, we grew up in a Christian household. My mom and dad are both Christian. So they raised us as Christians. And so I believed in Jesus. I believed what he did on the cross for me and for the world. And I was like, I think I'm ready to get baptized because it's an outward expression of, saying that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And so it was after service, and I told my parents, I was like, hey, I want to get baptized, like, right now. So we talked with the pastor, and he's like, okay. So he just asked me a couple questions, like, do I believe that Jesus Christ is Lord? Do I believe that he rose from the dead? Do I believe that he took the punishment that I deserve for my sins on the cross with him? And then I got baptized. But I will say, I'm going to fast forward to like junior high. That was when I was it wasn't like I never stopped believing in Jesus Christ. I've always believed in Jesus Christ. But it was the relationship part that I started even when I was baptized, I didn't have like that. I feel like we all have gotten to, I can't even speak right now.
You're good.
We've all gotten to a point where we the relationship with Jesus just clicks. And then it's like you're like, wow. When I got baptized, from then all through school, it wasn't like fully there, if that makes sense. Like I felt like I was like that click hadn't happened yet. So I believe that Jesus Christ was my Lord and Savior, and I believed the Bible, but I didn't have like that super close connection with Jesus. And so when I got into junior high was really weird for me because kind of more on the funny side. School got a lot harder in junior high. When I went into because 6th grade, we had like 3 or 4 classes. And then when we went to junior high, it was 8. And so school got harder. 7th grade was harder than 8th grade for me. But school got harder. And for some reason, I lost connection with a lot of people at school. It's like once I got into junior high, I didn't really hang out with many people outside of school. There was even, and I'm not trying to, make everyone feel sorry for me, but there was even times where I would be walking through the hallway and I'd see somebody, and I would say people who were my friends in 6th grade, I would say what's up and stuff, just walking by. They'd ignore me. I was confused. To this day, I still don't know why, but it bothered me, because I was like, dang, are these people not my friends anymore? I just tried to say what's up to them and they're ignoring me. What's going on? So, and it was kind of the same way in 8th grade too. All of my, I guess, friends were at school and not really outside of school. Like I said last time, Jackson, you're my only friend, in school, outside of school. You're my only friend. Especially in high school, because high school is where people my age were going and doing things for fun that I didn't think was fun, like partying, smoking, alcohol, and that's when vaping became like huge.
Like what were those called? The Enjoys?
Yeah, all that junk. And in high school, towards the beginning of high school, there was somebody in my grade who had parties like all the time. His dad was super rich. I'm not gonna name drop anybody. He's a cool guy, by the way. I don't have a problem with him at all. But he would invite me sometimes. Other people would tell me about the parties and stuff. This is like freshman, sophomore year, and I always told him no because I didn't want to be surrounded by that kind of stuff. Number one, we were all underage to be drinking, and number two, I just knew that it wasn't going to benefit me in any way. If anything, it was going to hold me back from what I was supposed to be in life. I think all of that stuff is just a big distraction from God's plan for your life. But like I said, I always believed in Jesus, even through high school. I always believed in Jesus and that he died for my sins and that he was God and all of that. But as I started to go from junior high to high school, it was kind of like I was trying to please everybody. Because after junior high, when I lost like all of my friends, I was trying to make more friends when I got into high school. And so I was like letting people use me, walk all over me, saying things. I don't know, dude. I felt
Like
people.
an outsider.
I did feel like an outsider, but I felt so like it was weird because people would say, "Dude, you're so authentic. You're so real." Because like each individual person, I felt like I was kind of a different person because I was trying to fit like what they liked.
Mm-hmm.
So every person that I talked to, I felt like I was kind of changing a little bit around each person just to get them to like me. Just because I didn't have any friends. And I think I was substituting that instead of strengthening my relationship with Jesus. I was trying to get everyone else to love me instead of me already realizing that Jesus loves me. He loved me before anyone else. And he was right in front of me the whole time, and I was searching for love in the wrong places. I was for people that didn't really love me like the way Jesus loved me. And so I got caught up in that mess of trying to please people all through high school, and I was just like slowly feeling more and more fake, and slowly like feeling like, oh, no one really likes me except for my family. Like people my age, I was like, there's just a lot of times where I would be like, dang, I really don't have any friends outside of this house. Like, and so that's why I'm really thankful for you. But, yeah, so I just slowly, it was just like from freshman year, really from junior high to senior year, it was just like a downward slope. And then I would say honestly, like my freshman year of college that's where I started like going to the gym. Once my senior year was over, I was like, I also didn't really care for myself too much. It wasn't like I hated myself, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't pleased with myself. Like I knew I was called to be better than what I was. So I would look in the mirror and be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, why are you trying to get everybody to like you? Because I don't even see like anybody I go to high school with anymore. Very rarely. So I was like, why am I trying? This was like my senior year. I was like, why am I trying to do this? Like, I'm not going to see these people again probably. And so once senior year was over, I was like okay, it's time to make a change. I'm tired of feeling like crap. I'm tired of feeling fake, even though everybody's calling me like the most realist person they've ever met. And I was also tired of being yeah. I also wanted a relationship with a woman. Like I did. I still do. But I started going to the gym for the wrong reasons. Like I feel like a lot of people do. I can't speak for everybody, but I wanted a woman. So I was like, "Hey, I'm going to get jacked. I'm going to get jacked to try to bring the females my way." And the gym, it did help me mentally. It still does. It's just nice to go and work out and build your body, build your temple. So it was good for me physically. It was kind of like an escape for me mentally at the beginning. I think that's why I was so hooked on it so fast. It was because I could let out all of the stuff I was holding in the gym when I first started. And I'm not saying that's the greatest way to go about it, because it's not. But and then I got jacked over time, and let me tell you, it does not get you women. I know I've said that before, but it doesn't. It really, like, it's a bonus, but it's not like a make or break thing. One thing the gym did do for me, though, is it made me more confident in myself and my appearance specifically, because I wasn't just a little skinny pole anymore.
And you grew hair on your face.
Yeah, I did grow hair on my face. Yep. In high school, it was a bald face. But then I was, once I got into college, my freshman year of college, I was still undecided on what I haven't even told my parent. I haven't told anybody this, I don't think. But at least at the beginning, the only reason I went to college is because my parents, like, I'm not saying they forced me to, but they heavily encouraged it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I don't really have an option. I guess I got to go to more school, which, by the way, I hated school. And I think you guys kind of understand why I hated school now.
Yeah.
So when I got into college, especially my freshman year of college, I was taking all these gen ed classes. It felt like high school all over again, but it was harder because every class was a semester instead of a year. So it was faster paced. And in high school, I felt like I was just wasting my time in those classes, because I knew that all those classes didn't really have anything to do with, I don't know, none of them sparked my interest, and I felt like I wasn't going to need them in the future. So when I started doing that all over again in college, I was like, why am I even doing this right now? And I didn't even have a major picked out yet, so I was just there. I was just there doing the gen eds. And that's honestly when I'd say probably the lowest point I've ever been in my life, my freshman year of college, because still didn't have any friends outside of my house. I'm not saying you weren't enough, Jackson, but it's nice to have like a small friend group, or
Yeah, for sure.
Still didn't really have any friends, and I felt like I was wasting my time at college. I felt like I was doing something that wasn't going to benefit me in any way. And it was an everyday thing too. Like, I would wake up every day feeling that way. Like, I gotta wake up, I gotta go to class and waste 6 hours of my day today doing something I don't want to do. That's not gonna help me. That's how I felt every single day going to college for that first year. And so I was like, dang, man, like, there's got to be something else. Like, if I have to continue down this path, it ain't gonna work out. Like, it just wasn't for me. And then by the time that's honestly whenever I think, I don't know if I don't know if you noticed, Jackson, but that year, that time frame, my freshman year of college, that's when I was most aggressive. That's when I would lash out on my parents and you sometimes. That's when I would get into fights with my family, arguments.
I definitely noticed.
Yeah. And that's just because I had all of that built up inside, and I was trying to let it out at the gym, but obviously the gym isn't the solution. Friends aren't the solution. Friends help, but they're not like the ultimate solution. Drugs, alcohol aren't the solution. What I was missing was that full relationship with Jesus is what I was missing. And so at that time I was relying on the gym pretty much to make me feel better, to release all of the stuff I was holding inside, to release the stuff where I didn't like who I was, to release the whole I'm wasting my life. It was almost like a midlife crisis at the age of 19 is what I was dealing with. Almost. I was like rethinking like my entire path. I was like, everything I did got me to here, but why am I here? Like, I hate this. So I caused a lot of problems for my family. I caused a lot of arguments. Everything's all good now. But I wish I never would have done any of that. It's just ridiculous. But so at the end of my freshman year of college, I was like, okay, I'm going to transfer to Missouri Southern. And that summer before school started, I was just on the website, still not feeling like going to college. I was like scrolling through the majors that they had, and I just randomly picked graphic design. Randomly. I didn't want to do anything with science or math or any of that stuff or language. So I was like, what else is there besides that junk? And so I saw like the design stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not the greatest at painting and drawing and all that stuff. So maybe I'll be better at doing stuff on the computer. So I just went with it. And so there's no real reason why I'm a graphic design major. I just went with it. Yeah, thankfully I've put those to good use. But yeah, dude, it was so going into that year of school, I expected to hate it. And it was better than freshman year of college. It was a little more enjoyable. It wasn't all gen ed classes, so I wasn't stuck doing a bunch of crap that I hated. But I was just like, dude, I'm just tired of school, bro. Like, and the thing is, though, at that point in my life, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do at all anyways. From a early teenage standpoint, though, I always wanted to do content, create content, which is crazy because we're actually doing it right now, creating content. But yeah, I was just kind of going through the motions in school. Slurp juice is crazy. Oh,
Is that what it's called?
yeah, chug jug, slurp. There's all kinds of stuff for Fortnite now.
Dude, I haven't played that forever, so I don't even know.
I want to solo match today. Sorry.
Oh, by the way, do you guys have any questions so far
Not
about anything?
Not yet.
So, what? Okay, so whenever you started working at, what grade was that in?
The trampoline park?
Yeah.
It was right after I graduated high school. It was like the summer before my freshman year of college.
Okay.
Yeah. I was still 18 at the time.
So you had some friends there, but you didn't hang out with them outside.
I think when I first started, I didn't talk to anybody there. That's another thing. I was
Introvert.
yeah, I was.
I know when Braden,
Especially as
know
I
you
got a
remember
little,
when I came in there. I just talked to everybody
yeah.
out
But
loud.
that's the one thing that place really helped me with is getting out of my shell and socializing more with people. So that's what I really enjoyed about that. It was not only was I building my confidence in my physical appearance, but also my social skills at my job. But
Because that was kind of a bigger part of your life too, I would say.
yeah, it was that.
That's why I asked, because I was like, what grade was it in then?
Yeah.
But
It was that was an interesting period of time. At least for me. No one else really knew anything what was going on except for me and God, of course. But, yeah, and then a little bit later on, I started talking to Derek more. We became friends then. That's when, like, all of my friends became at work and just at work. So I never
So
really
you
hung
only-
out with
did
any
you-
of them.
You only worked the weekends, right?
My first year, no. My first year of college, I worked during the week too.
Oh, okay.
Because I got out at like 12 every day.
And so when you actually found your major, that's when you were like,
Yeah,
okay,
because
I'll
I started
work
having
weekends.
evening classes. So I couldn't work in the evenings at that place. So I rarely hung out with people outside of school and work, college and work, when I started working there because, I don't know, dude. It was just a weird time. But, and what really sparked, dang, that's what I've been missing this whole time was, I also did a lot of reflecting, especially that second year of college, because that's when I like decided what my major was going to be and was trying to figure out like what are the career opportunities with this major, like what am I going to be doing for a living the rest of my life, maybe.
So I said, being a graphic designer, they have like a bunch of different opportunities of things you could do.
Yeah, just not around here.
Yeah. No, they're like
There's
all
like
in,
nothing around here.
New York and
Yeah.
LA and stuff.
And I didn't want to move away from here because this is where all my family, which at the time was all I had, was my
Yeah.
family. I didn't want to move away from them. So, and what kind of was a little spark, I shared this a few episodes ago, but like I said, I felt like I was wasting my time. And then I had a buddy that I was in a group chat with say, maybe you're not there just for the major.
Are you going to talk about that buddy and your guys' shared mutual activity?
You're talking about when I used to make music?
Yes.
I think that had little to no impact on me whatsoever.
When was that?
Like 2021.
So like your first year of college.
Yeah, it was like my first or second year of college. End of the first, beginning of the second. That's how I met him though, because I used to make music. I've since deleted everything off of all platforms.
Really?
I stopped. Yeah, because I was paying like a yearly thing, and I quit music.
Oh yeah. What about YouTube?
I mean, I think they're on there still, but
Okay.
but
I totally
Yeah,
forgot
that-
about that.
Yeah,
Thanks for reminding me.
I did too, and I was like, wait,
like
where does that fall?
yeah, like I enjoy music. I just realized it wasn't what I was put on earth to do, so
Yeah.
I just stopped. I felt like it's not what I was supposed to be doing. And another thing too is at that time I wasn't fully locked in on my relationship with Jesus, so I feel like part of it was in vain. I was trying to get liked by other people, popularity, trying to blow up my account.
I mean, that's what a lot of young adults,
And
I
teenagers
appreciate
do.
the honesty.
unfortunately, I was doing the same thing with my fitness page. Because
Yeah,
when I started
I
making
remember
gains,
you had a conversation about that when you're like, I'm gonna clear it out.
I deleted a lot of posts.
Yeah.
I deleted like half of them. But that's another thing too. The fitness page. I was trying to blow up my fitness page too, because the gym was like the only thing I liked and the only thing that was helping me at the time. Even though Jesus was the ultimate answer, I was just ignoring it, and just kind of brushing it off and pushing it to the side. I don't even know why, dude. I can't even tell you why I wasn't. That's the thing that I still don't understand. Like, why was I acting like that? Like, why wasn't
Well, I mean,
I
don't
prioritizing
beat
it?
yourself up too much.
I'm
'cause,
not
I
beating
mean,
myself up. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I mean, a
genuinely.
lot of kids do that. I
That's-
feel like.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that too. Like, I was known as like the Christian Jesus follower, like all through school. Like, he's like, oh yeah, Braden's a Christian. He loves Jesus. I was like, I believe in Jesus, but I like deep down I didn't have like that connection that I needed.
Yeah.
And so that's what also made me feel fake. But it was weird though, because at the time I felt like I was lacking something. But I don't know, dude. I just felt like I think what it was my priorities were just not right. I think that's when I'm gonna be honest. That's when the gym became like an idol in my life. It was like the thing that I love to do the most, which it is still one of the things I love to do the most, but I do it for different reasons now, and it's not my top, it's not my idol anymore. But yeah, I was trying to blow up my fitness page, trying to get popular on there. Had my favorite fitness influencer ever follow my page, which is crazy. And when I started trying to do all that junk, when I had that conversation with my friend, he's like, maybe you're at college to be godly in a godless environment. And I was like, that's when I was like, dang, dude, like, I'm really not, like, I'm just like fake acting like a Christian, because a real Christian is having a genuine relationship with Jesus, and I only like partially had that. It wasn't like my top priority. So I believed in Jesus, but I wasn't a follower of Jesus, I would say. And so whenever he said that, I was just like, dang, that's when I like was reevaluating myself. I was like, all through school I wasn't prioritizing him.
I feel like anybody that grew up in a Christian household has like been there at one point.
Like kind of
Like,
astray.
Yeah, like they believed in Jesus, but they weren't a follower of Jesus.
And I didn't touch scripture at all.
Yeah.
Either during this period of time, except when we went to church. That was it. Whenever they would read the scripture, that was the only time I ever was in scripture. And I was prioritizing being viral on Instagram in the fitness industry. And another thing, what's crazy is I was still, after all of the pain and hurt that I was causing myself in high school, I was chasing the same stuff on Instagram with my fitness account, trying to get people to like me. I was just my priorities were just so screwed up. But when my friend said that, it just clicked, and I was like, because even I wasn't fully locked in on my relationship with Jesus, but the people at college were like so, like, even I wasn't like a great Christian, but people were so far from God at college. And when I say far from God, I mean like the complete opposite side. Like, there was Satanists who were worshiping Satan, the complete opposite of God. And that also opened my eyes, and I was like, dude, I got to take this more seriously, because there's people on the opposing side that are taking it seriously. So I was like, these people are worshiping the most evil being in all of anything ever. And I was like, and I believe in Jesus, but I'm not taking it seriously. And these people are taking it seriously in their demonic stuff with Satan. So I was like, dang, this place is so godless. And I was like, maybe I should take my relationship with Jesus seriously. Maybe I should. If they're going to take it seriously, then maybe I should too. And bring Jesus to college, because it was almost non-existent, at least in my department that I was in. So that's when I started getting into scripture, started actually reading it on my phone. That's when I was trying to grow my relationship with Jesus and not being stagnant, not pushing him away. And that's when I was less focused on trying to get dates with women, less trying to go viral on Instagram. And then that's when I just started. Another thing too is I didn't pray very often either. So that's when it became like a daily thing. I started praying more. I was like, bro, these people in college really need Jesus. I was like, I know I need Jesus. I've already accepted him as my Lord and Savior. I don't have a great relationship with him. But these people are even further from God than I am. And I was like, and so as I was doing these things, I was getting in the Word, as I was trying to be more bold in my faith in Jesus at college around the people who were against all of that. I think God was just kind of like slowly building me up mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And that's when I became truly more confident, not just in my physical appearance, because yeah, the gym did do that for me. But when I started doing these things, God was building me up spiritually, and building me up spiritually is what really made me confident in who I was, created in the image of God. And when I fully grasped that concept that we're all created in the image of God and that he has a purpose for all of us, like, I heard that all through church, but I was just like, yeah, okay. I was like, just like, why haven't I found my purpose yet? When I started college, I was like, because it's like, dude, this doesn't feel like my purpose. It's not fulfilling. But like I said, once my friend told me that, that's when I felt like I had a purpose in college. And I felt like it wasn't necessarily for the degree at all. Because trying to be the light in college built me up so much spiritually that I don't know where I would be right now if I if my friend hadn't told me that, or if somebody hadn't told me that. Like, who knows what I would have been doing. Because I feel like that was like the spark that started this. And then the place that I didn't want to be at the most, college, was probably the most godless environment I've ever been in. Probably. Is where I had the most spiritual, like, growth. Which is just insane to me, because the people that were regularly rejecting God and making fun of Christianity and making fun of the Bible at college. For some people, it just depends on your mindset, and God was working on my mindset, and that's where my mindset went from being this negative person that was just feeling sorry for myself to being this positive person. He switched my entire perspective on everything, and that's, instead of like making me want to shy away and lose my faith, it just strengthened it even more. Because I was like, bro, I've never seen God eye to eye, like face to face, but I feel like I've definitely seen Satan face to face. And I was
Can
like,
you elaborate?
what do you mean? Like,
You've seen Satan face to face.
there's just too much evil in the world, and for people to be attacking specifically Christianity, the Bible, and people hating Jesus. Oh, that actually brings up another good point.
Mindset. Can you get?
I was,
Go ahead.
Where did I see? I think I saw this in a video for the first time. And that's when John 15:18 became one of my favorite verses, because I spent my entire teenage years trying to get people to love me, trying to get people to like me and accept me for who I was and all this junk. But when I saw that, I don't remember exactly what the video was, but it said Jesus was literally perfect. Perfect. Never sinned one time. Was literally God, came down from heaven in human flesh, went through all of the pain and suffering that we were supposed to do, experienced all of the emotions, and was tempted, never gave in to sin a single time, and was tortured on the cross. And people hated this guy. And he was the most loving, caring, compassionate person anybody could have ever met. And people hated him. So I was like, why do I care so much about what people think of me, or if people hate me or love me or not? If people hated Jesus, people are going to hate me. So I was like, bro, I was like, bro, it just seems impossible to me to hate Jesus. I genuinely don't understand how people hate Jesus. And that's what I mean by seeing Satan like face to face. There are people out there that hate Jesus. The only source that comes from is Satan. He was like the first one to hate Jesus, or to hate God, because he was the one that rebelled against God. So I was like, all of these people out there who are just directly anti-Christian, but open to everything else but Christianity. So I was like, dude, I got to be a warrior for Christ. I was like, bro, I actually got to put on the armor of God and go to class.
The word is my weapon.
And go to class and not be afraid of being a follower of Jesus. Because at the beginning, I was like afraid to say anything. I was afraid to be outspoken about it or be outward about it. And I was just that short period of time. When my friend said in that video I saw, I was like,
Do you know how long it was between them?
maybe just like, it was maybe a year. My friend said that college started getting a little better. Saw that video, and that's once I heard that, Jesus was literally like, I'd never thought of it like that before. Jesus was literally perfect, and people still hated him. People are gonna hate you.
You know, it's crazy. I know I've told you guys this. I don't know if I've said it on here, but the people that like don't believe in the Bible, that like hate Jesus, they're like the ones proving it to be true. It's like so ironic. It's crazy. Like
Yeah, bro.
I know in the Old Testament they said something about like dividing his what's it called? Among the people is I don't know. But yeah. And then those same people that killed him divided. I can't think of the word. Do you know the word?
What?
It's like I don't know. Divided.
You're talking about his.
Just whatever.
You kept going like this. You're talking about his
And-
clothing.
Yeah, something like that. And then also, I know in the Old Testament, doesn't it say like, spear to his side or something like that? Yeah, and those same people, and it's crazy because even Jesus,
Well, I don't. Does it say that in the Old Testament? I know. I know.
believe so.
I know he took a spear to the side.
I believe it does say that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy also like the times now, like the things that are happening in the world, the same people that don't believe in it are just proving the Bible to be true. It's so crazy.
You know what else doesn't make sense to me? There's a lot of people like hate God because someone who's claimed to be a Christian has not lived the way a Christian should live, or has not treated them the way a Christian should treat somebody. So they're basing their belief and relationship with God off of someone else, which is completely wrong. Like, that's like,
Okay, I really need a tinkle.
go for it.
Let's take a break.
Okay. Yeah, so people basing their relationship off of their relationship with God off of other people. You
Yes.
can't do that. You can't do that because there's always going to be people misrepresenting. Because humans aren't perfect. Like, so basing your relationship with a perfect God off of an imperfect human it's just, it doesn't make any logical sense.
Something similar to that is a lot of people base it off of just like natural selection as well.
Elaborate.
Well, there's this guy I know, and when I try to like spread the word towards him, he was just like, well, if he was so real, then how come he would take my like family away from me, and how come he would? And I was like, that's just part of life. Like, that's just natural selection at that point. Like, you can't really stop everybody from, not getting like that. They're just the chosen one. Like, they're the one that are chosen for that situation. And so I was just trying to, like, he just kept denying and denying and denying. And I'm like, I'm not trying to argue with you, but I'm just giving you an explanation of the question that you're asking me about it. Like, I'm just giving you that answer. And finally, we just like agreed to disagree, and we moved on. But
I think one thing, what were you going to say?
Someone sent me a podcast about that Bryce Crawford podcast.
Why do
He's
bad
such a
things
cool
happen?
guy. Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of like that. It was,
Sin.
why do we suffer?
Sin.
Like if there's like a perfect God. But yeah, that's,
Free will.
Yeah,
Sin.
basically, yeah. Like we choose to sin.
That's really important for
Sin
anybody
against the
who's
will.
watching. Bad things,
Or bound
God
to
doesn't cause bad things to happen. God doesn't give your mom cancer. God doesn't kill the little child.
happen. The world was perfect until humans sinned.
Exactly. From the very first sin.
There's none of that, no death.
The sin that Adam and Eve partook in.
I think.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
The sin that they did
they have
basically knocked the world in a different direction than it was supposed to be in. And that's because God gives us free will. Because true love will not be him saying, you have to love me. You have to love me.
Exactly.
You can't go do that because you have to love me. You don't get a choice. You don't get any choices.
It's not a genuine relationship.
It's not a genuine relationship if you're forced to love somebody or if you
Yeah.
don't have a choice. So he lets people choose. And humankind chose sin. And we can't really blame Adam and Eve
No.
because
yeah.
we
all
probably
sin.
would have done the same thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we all sin.
And I mean, we all have the same Oh, dude.
Sinful nature.
Yeah. I'm glad you thought of that because I went blank the second I started speaking.
Yeah. So, bad things happen because of sin, because of free will. But if God didn't give us free will, we'd be like robots.
You know the thing, like, why do bad things happen to good people? And like, some people like to answer like, there are no good people. We all fall short of the glory of God. Which, yeah.
And
Which
it's
some,
like,
Dude, I said that to. Never mind.
I remember that.
I don't want to.
I overheard.
I don't want to
that.
say that on the podcast, actually.
No,
But
yeah.
it's also like, what are the, I mean, there's obviously a few bad things that could happen to someone, but if they were a follower of Christ, like they're in a better place. Like maybe they didn't leave this earth in a very good way, but at the same time, like at the end, like they're back up there with God, you know,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully.
But yeah, that thing, the bad things happen to good people. What you were talking about, like,
No, I was
not
saying that there's not really any genuinely like great people.
yeah, like there's
There's better.
You know, there's like good, like people that are like, oh, I love that person. That's a good person.
Uh huh.
But like,
We're still flawed.
we're all still sinners.
What gets me is a lot of like the older people I know that are like very good Christians. A lot of them didn't even like find it until like mid or late 20s. Like, you know, remember who said that? They were here. It was they that we got the everything figured out.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
he was like, I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of the biggest Christians that I know.
I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. It's kind of like me though.
Yeah.
Who's it?
My relationship didn't start until I was in my 20s. I'll just continue on to where I am now, I guess. And then yeah, so as I went through college, I started enjoying it because number one, my relationship with Jesus was growing. And number two, I was trying to reflect him in a godless environment. And there were like some moments where I could tell that people were noticing or being impacted by it, even if it was like in a small way. There were just little things here and there, and I was like, God's doing his thing. So I just kept trying to be obedient to God and kept trying to be light in a godless environment. And when I finished college, I was actually really sad to leave college because I genuinely had a good time in my last 2 years, 2.5 years of college with my friends. And one thing though, I did already reach out to this person. One thing I do regret though from college, and this is actually me being pretty vulnerable, I'm not proud of it, but one thing that I do look back on college and regret is, and obviously I'm not perfect, but it was still unacceptable. Me and my friends, we would poke fun a little too much at a certain individual at the school. I've already reached out to him. I've already apologized, and he accepted my apology. So if you're watching this, you know who you are. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for forgiving me. It wasn't right of me to do it all, especially as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus. I should have treated you with more respect because we're all created in the image of God. We all have the same value. And joking about you and making fun of you often is not something I should have done. And that's where I'd say I would lack the most when it came to reflecting Jesus in school, was joking around too much about that person. And yeah, it was like a few weeks ago where it was really eating me up inside because I was thinking about college again because like it was a good time. And then I was like, thinking to myself, I was like, dang, I really did my best trying to reflect Jesus. But then I remembered like all of that time I spent screwing around with my friends, making fun of somebody, and it was just eating me up inside. So I was like, bro, I gotta reach out to him and like just be real with him and just tell him like, dude, I'm sorry. It was so wrong of me to do that. So in that area, I was completely terrible in that area. Outside of that, I would say I did a pretty good job. But at the same time, I'm still like, I don't know, bro. I wish I wouldn't have done it. I wish I wouldn't have taken. I wish I wouldn't have acted that way. Yeah.
But don't let it eat you up inside.
Yeah.
The best part about it is he forgave you. A lot of people, they wouldn't.
I wish I had my Bible. When Wednesday, our church thing, there was she gave us a page with different Bible verses about different things, like different problems people struggle with, like very common ones.
Mm-hmm.
And we chose three things, and we correlated the verses, wrote down the.
Are you good?
Holy
Are you
What
good?
was that?
That's my jaw.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know how I did that.
Are you good?
I'm good, but
Yeah.
Okay.
wow, did you guys hear that?
I thought you like dislocated it for a second. That was a loud crack.
But yeah, and one of them that I wrote down was so you write down like the problem and the verse name, and on the back I wrote the actual verse. It was like struggle with past sins. I don't remember the verse. I'm sorry, but I'll try to remember to bring
Oh,
my
like,
Bible next time.
You mean like regretting? Like
There's
struggle
one
with
right there.
regret?
Yeah. No, but like it has like the note cards and
Oh.
it has all my stuff in it. But yeah, I should bring my Bible next time, if anything comes up.
Do you notice me?
Yeah, dude,
Do you
it-
notice me?
Yeah, dude. I think it. I mean, I can't say I think. Yeah, when I was reflecting on college and looking back on it that night, the Holy Spirit was just like, "You didn't do a perfect job, all right? You're not perfect. Yes, you tried, but you fell short in this area, and you owe this person an apology."
Yeah. I mean, again, like they forgave you, but I know I've tried reaching out to a few people, and it did not go the way I thought. Like I was so genuinely nice, and I tried so hard to apologize. This was like a few months ago. This is like when I was like, okay, I see a change. I see a relationship being built, and I like try to apologize, and they were just like, no, you did this and this, and I'm like, and I'm apologizing for that, and they still just made me feel like so terribly. Like I'm not expecting like them to be like, oh yeah, it's okay, like don't worry about it, but at the same time, I didn't expect them to like just completely just treat me that way when I'm trying to just actually apologize and own up to every single thing I did, but you can't.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's up to them, and that's
The Bible tells us to forgive.
yeah. That's one thing I feel like I've gotten a lot better at is not holding grudges against people. Like,
I
if you-
feel the same
if
way.
you did something wrong to me in the past, it's fine. We're not perfect. Everyone's gonna mess up. Like,
And I think what helps me the most when it comes to that, it's like, if I did that and I want that person to forgive me, what if someone in the past has done that to me and I'm not forgiving them? So it's like, it's another thing with like your standards. Like, you can't have someone meet standards that you're not even meeting yourself. So like, I kind of like throw that in with like forgiveness. It's like, if I've done that before, and I'm trying to like have someone forgive me for me doing that to someone else, it's like, it's hypocritical.
Yep.
If you think about it, like it's just hypocritical.
but yeah. So I was sad to leave college because I was leaving my college buddies behind. But this summer was like another good step. more than a step. The summer was amazing, bro, because that's when I was like heavily inspired by different videos that I would see. Whether that be like Bryce Crawford, George Jenko, or just coming across different scripture of being more bold about my faith and not shying away from sharing with people. And so that whole thing that happened at our workplace, about like the podcast joke or whatever. So I went home that night and I was like,
Did I hear about that?
we talked about it on another episode.
Oh, okay.
About how it was like just we were just talking.
Yeah, she was like, you should. I was telling her about motivation. You can't rely on it. And it's all discipline.
I thought you meant someone like at work was like
And she was
making
like,
fun of
Oh,
the
no,
podcast.
no.
I was like,
and she was like, they might now though. Who knows?
Okay.
who cares if they do?
Yeah,
nobody cares.
that's real.
I felt like whenever I would talk about it though, we'd be kind of like mocked a little bit. But like me, I'm just like, okay, like I know we're gonna do it, so it doesn't matter. But I think it just got to a point where like they were just like, so when is it? When is it? When is it? When is it? And then, I mean, maybe I was just like thinking in a different way than they were meaning it. But I was just like, I feel like we're being mocked, and I feel like I was being mocked.
Did
but
you feel that way, Brandon?
I don't really know because
he was.
I left in
Oh yeah, you
June.
left pretty early.
But I mean, maybe I just took it a different way than they were meaning it, and I'm not like saying like, oh no, they were mocking us for sure.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, and another thing is like
You
that
think-
place.
You think maybe they didn't take it seriously?
Yeah, like that's
'Cause
the best way I could put
To
it.
be fair, it started out as kind of a joke
Yeah.
with us, but that night when I went home, I was like, this might be the opportunity for me to, all of these verses that I've been reading, all of these videos that I've been watching about people being bold in their faith, this might be a great opportunity for me to take that next step
Yeah.
and actually do this.
But
So I texted Aiden. I was like, yo, are we doing this or not? Because it was me, him, and
It was
a girl.
You. Oh yeah.
And I don't want to name drop her.
Yeah.
But
But again, shout out to everybody that works there
yeah.
or worked. Love you guys.
Real.
Even though we have drifted off, just know that I still appreciate the memories that I've made with you guys,
Same.
especially like pickleball days
That's another thing too.
and
Like,
volleyball. Jackson came to those, I know for sure.
no, he
I
didn't.
didn't.
You didn't go to the volleyball?
I tried to get him to. He never
It was
wanted
like
to.
10 o'clock
Oh,
at-
did you go to pickleball?
No.
That was also at like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. This guy, he's the one that.
I kept
So
telling him to go.
So
and
I like my sleep.
he was like, I'm not invited. I don't want to go. I was like, bro, everybody said you
No,
can come.
that-
We
was
literally
just- that was
said,
an
if
excuse. I
Braden's
just wanted my
invited,
sleep.
you're invited.
I just wanted my sleep. I'm not gonna lie.
You could have been friends with, I'm just going to call him Mr. Ray. Mr. Ray's brother.
Mr. Ray.
Mr. Ray is
I have a
crazy.
teacher named Mr. Ray. He comes into my Walmart all the time, and he always like, I always like go and ask him, "What are we getting today? What are you buying today?" And today he came in with his I think girlfriend, fiance, I don't know, and I was looking at him. He was like, and I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Don't be shy now," because she never goes in there with him. And I'm like, "What do you mean shy?" And I walked up and I was like, "All right, what we're getting today? What's in the cart?" But yeah, speaking of Mr. Ray, he's a great guy. He actually wants me and him are gonna get a workout in Monday together.
Does he work out here?
No,
Oh.
I have to go to his, but
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I got all my friends that I need.
One thing I wanted to
You
say
guys,
about the
and
whole
then
friend
people
thing
from the
is,
church.
I don't know, some people might be different, but for me, like, if we were ever friends, like, I don't know, like, I don't want people to hesitate to reach out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were my friend 2 years ago, you're still my friend. Like, I don't have any problems with you. So like, if you ever want to reach out, you can reach out to me. It's not. I just pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
I had a friend who worked out with me for a short period of time a few years ago at our old gym, and then he like stopped, like canceled the membership, and then started back up again like this last year, and he got the membership there again, and he was working out and stuff. And but when he just reached out to me like out of the blue, and he was like, hey, he's like, I need to get back in the gym. And he's like, is it cool if I like start working out with you again? And he's like, I know we haven't really talked in a while and all this stuff. And he was kind of, he didn't say this, but he was kind of hinting at the fact like, hopefully we're still cool, like hopefully we're still friends. And I was like, of course, man, like you're more than welcome to work out with me, like we're still friends. And I was like, dude, I just pick up where we left off. Like, you're my friend 3 years ago, you're still my friend, bro. And so yeah, I mean, nothing changes for me. Like, if we stop talking, like, we're cool.
Like, yeah, no matter how it ended, like, not even, like, ended, but, like, if we're not on talking terms, like, at this point in my life, I'm not holding grudges, and I don't have beef with anybody. I don't have troubles with anybody. And so if you do have beef or trouble with me, like, just talk to me about it. Like, let's just get it dealt with. And then if we don't want to, like, talk after that, that's fine. But, like, let's just get this out of the way, because there's no point to, like, live like that. And, like, I want everybody to know I respect them. I want everybody to know that, like, if we were friends, like, I love every single memory that we've made. And if I did something in the past that you're not okay with, just reach out and tell me. Let's get it figured out, because life's too short to hold grudges against one another.
I know, dude, because when you hold a grudge against somebody, you're like putting yourself in a prison.
Yeah, it
where it's
also
like
weighs you down.
How good you feel is based off how that person's doing. And if that person's doing good, you're holding a grudge against them, you're gonna feel terrible.
It's just so unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary.
It's just an unnecessary.
You're
amount
just
of
imprisoning
troubles.
yourself. But what I was gonna say about this summer is, when we started like getting this podcast idea, like taking it seriously. That's another thing that was like really getting my mind and my heart in the right places with Jesus, because I was like, this is a great opportunity. I was like, I want to make this happen. But I was like, but I only want to do it for the name of Jesus, because when you look back, like, when I looked back on my life, I realized, I was like, the only reason I'm here right now in the position I'm in is because of Jesus. And the only reason I am forgiven and saved is because of Jesus. The only reason I'm going to go to heaven whenever I die is because of Jesus.
Amen.
So I was like, he died for me, so I'm going to live for him. And if I'm going to live for him, that means I need to glorify him in everything I do. And so if I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to do it for Jesus. And I'm not going to do it to... This is where I can confidently say one of my content taking routes, where I'm not doing it in vain anymore. I'm not doing it for my own popularity. I'm doing it to make Jesus popular.
Praise Jesus.
I feel like that's a reason why I haven't posted consistently on my page yet, because
I completely quit posting on my fitness page. Like, I probably won't ever use it again.
Because I feel like a lot of it, it's about me, but I want it to be about God, and I'm trying, but like, I don't
It's
know.
hard, because whenever you're posting your physique,
Yeah.
or like your muscles and stuff, it's like, even if you have like Bible verses or like a good caption or whatever, you're still just like displaying your body to other people, and that's what's catching people's attention, your physique. So I was like, I don't know. I may or may not post on there anymore.
I might honestly just delete it. I'm not gonna lie.
So, yeah, and when I look back, I was like not, especially in the earlier days, I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. So, like I said, it was just all in vain. It wasn't for Jesus. It was just all for myself and
I feel like
to make me feel better.
a reason I started it was just to get my confidence back.
And I'm not saying it's impossible, by the way, to be a fitness content creator for Jesus, because it is. But my issue was I was idolizing the gym and my physique and how I looked over my relationship with Jesus at one point in my life. And that's, looking back on that, now I'm just like, I don't even really want to mess with it. But it's like, if you don't have that problem, then do it. Go for it.
Yeah.
But like, I had that issue, so I'm just kind of like
Pushing it
turned away from it. Yeah. It's just not really. I still love the gym. I love the process. I love building muscles and stuff. But like, I feel like I don't have to display it all the time anymore because I'm not searching for validation from other people anymore. You know. And that's. I finally also am at the point where I feel like I am like, I don't have to pretend to be someone I'm not to please other people. Like, now I'm completely comfortable with being me and who God's made me to be in front of anybody. So, I don't know, bro. It's just really fulfilling. Even if there's certain things right now in my life that I'm not too pleased with, I just know that, like, I feel like I'm finally, like, where God wants me to be, because I feel like he has a purpose for everything, but I felt like I was pushing myself off of his path for me, and now I feel like I'm back on that path. And I feel like this, especially as we're continuing on with this, I feel like, bro, I'm not trying to like boast about myself, but I don't know, dude, this is just like really inspiring to not just, I don't know, just being a part of it is really helping me in my faith in Jesus, and just being able to sit down with you guys and just be real and vulnerable and authentic with you guys, to where I know I'm not going to get made fun of or bashed for it or judged for it. It's cool, because yeah, I didn't, like, like 5 months ago from where we're at now, I never would have really expected this.
I never expected to be on a podcast.
Me neither. That's the thing. Like, you know what's crazy? I hated speaking. I was antisocial, I would say. Fairly, for the most part. Did not like reaching out and talking to people in person. Didn't like engaging in conversations with people. I was just kind of kept to myself. And if someone talked to me, I would talk to them, but I never like wanted to start conversations. And now here I am, sitting on a podcast with my homies talking about Jesus, bro.
See, that's like one of the qualities about myself that I love, is just because I've always, like, when I was little, obviously, like, I'd hide behind, like, like, if there's a new person, I'd hide somewhere, so I'd have to speak to him. But like now, dude, like, this happens at my work all the time, and I'll just like randomly walk up to someone, like, hi, and they're like, hey, and I'm like, how you guys doing today? And there's this person at work. I was just like, what's your name? They told me their name, and I'm just like, so every time I see them now, I'm just like, and I like yell their name, and they're like, oh. But I've always just like been that person that, like, I just love talking to people. But, and then when it comes to like the podcast, I've always known I've wanted to be like on a podcast. I've always known I wanted one. But when I was thinking of it, I wasn't doing it for like to spread the word. I was doing it to like just to do it for fun and, you know, do it with my
Make
friends
money
and make
and-
money.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was chasing, was the money, the fame, the popularity. But like now it's like, I'm glad I waited it out, because now I'm doing it for the right reasons, and I'm glad I found you guys, like people that are actually like real and legit about wanting to do it, and we actually made it happen. But I've always known I wanted to be some kind of like social media person. Like that's just who I wanted to be, and like I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to be, and it's like, but I was always wanting it for the wrong reason.
Mm-hmm.
The fame, the popularity, the money, especially I feel like money was like my top priority, especially just because getting talked down on your whole life, you're just like, all right, watch,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it, and you're gonna be the one begging me for money. But now I'm just like, whenever I get that money, I want to give it back to the people that helped me. And actually, that's one of the things I told my old teacher today. He said something, and I was like, don't worry, I won't forget you. Whenever I get that, I was like, whenever I get to that point where I can start giving back to everybody that can help me, I was like, you'll be first on my list, just because he truly helped me through high school. And that's when it comes to it, like when we do get like that freedom, I want to change the community. Like not money for myself, but like for this whole community, because there's so many things that could be fixed and changed.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of things that I'm like planning to do also for the future, it's like for the community. Like I'm trying to find things that I struggled with growing up, and finding ways that like kids in the same situations, they don't have to struggle with that.
That's one thing I really think is we all know this, but we all go through certain things for a reason. And me and Jackson, we were fortunate to have like I would say a fairly good childhood. But for you specifically, I think I don't know if we'll see if Jackson maybe agrees with me or not, but from someone on the outside that's had, I would say, an opposite childhood experience from what you had, it just know that you went through it for a reason. And I think how I see it is you went through that, and now that you're on this podcast talking in front of who knows who, I think you went through that to help those people that are going through that now. That's how I see it.
And that's always why I wanted to like do that, just because I know what it's like to feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just want to give people that, like, I might not understand everything you're going through, but I can understand a lot if you just talk to me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if anybody ever wants to reach out, just text me on Instagram.
Yep.
Like, I will respond at one point. Like, I'm not gonna just like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna just ignore you. I will try to respond to everybody, even if it's just for like a 5-minute conversation. Like, I'll answer. But
Dude,
that sounds good for hearing from someone else though. Like
Yeah.
that they can like someone notices it.
that's how I see it. Do you agree, Jackson?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Because especially when you're on like a public thing like this, like you never know who you're gonna reach. So, God willing, if this podcast gets big and like a lot of people know about it, with an audience that big, I think you're gonna be able to help a lot of people, and I think going through that stuff now so other people can handle it when they're going through it.
And like that's why I'm being 100% vulnerable.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for people like you. They go through like
You talk
a
a
tough
little louder.
time. They go through like a tough time, and when you do go through trials, you can choose to either go down this way or this way, and one's dark and one's light, and I'm just so proud of you that you chose the light path.
It
Yeah.
took me a minute.
Dude, it's sad because a lot of people that start out that way have almost every reason to go down the wrong path. Because you just had nothing but crap your entire childhood. So, like, yeah, bro. That's why I think, like, those people really need to hear stories like that and need to hear. That's why next week I'm excited. People with stories like you,
This is gonna be
and
you guys'
then when
first
you
time.
when you meet Jesus, how he completely changes the way you were going. I mean, for me, he changed the way I was going, but my childhood was a lot easier than yours. And I'm not saying that makes my like story like not significant or
Yeah.
not, but
Every story's
you know what I mean.
Everyone's is
But like
important.
yeah.
it's that just I'm excited about next week because it's really gonna show like what Jesus
I'm
can
nervous.
do. Don't be nervous, bro.
Because dude, I don't think I've actually gave my testimony out like fully.
I haven't either until today. But
Oh,
you know what's crazy?
I'm gonna get emotional already now.
You know what's crazy?
okay.
I was completely comfortable sharing all that stuff with you guys, and that's just because
Oh, I'm throwing myself 100%
There's-
out there.
number one, I really don't care what people think of me anymore because of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
People hated him; they're gonna hate me. There's nothing I can do about it.
And also, you know that like a
And I know that no one's
true,
better
a
than me.
true like Christian, they like wouldn't judge you for that. And if someone does judge you, that's on them.
Yeah, like that's the thing. If people want to bash me for being a people pleaser or whatever, it's not even me anymore.
Exactly.
So bash it.
Exactly.
I'm not even. That's the. You know what's crazy? Like, I feel like when I was baptized, but since I've had like a full on like revival, a full like new fire for Jesus, it feels like I've been rebaptized.
Yeah.
But this time, I'm not
real.
going back.
Exactly. Dude, I listened to Washed in the Blood by Holvey today. It came on in the car. And that part was like, never go back.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
here. You never look back. You're here. Like talking to God. He never looks back at your past sins. They're forgiven.
Yeah, dude. That's how I feel, bro. Like really. That's how I feel about, and I'm not afraid to share anything anymore with you guys at all or with them because we're all humans. None of us are perfect. We all have sin. We all struggle. We all have the same value in God's eyes. And that's really all that matters. So I don't care what people think of me. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to do my best to treat people the same way, regardless of who you are, where you come from, or your story.
No favoritism or partiality.
Yeah, that's real, dude.
Our pastor, he preached about that a few weeks ago, I think. And then I also saw another day, I think it was in Psalms, it was also said something not about showing favoritism. I was like, oh, James.
And I'm going to be honest, that is hard, though.
Yeah,
It is. It is hard not to show favoritism
Yeah.
because when you got close friends, like, you usually just treat them better than other people, unfortunately. But
I mean, that's just how we grew up our whole lives, though.
Mm-hmm.
and then like having like I think there's a difference between having favorite friends and having better friends. Favorite friends is where like say you're in a friend group and you all are kind of like it's almost like it's like a fake friend group. Like you guys are all having fun together and then when you guys spurse off, you're talking bad about each other behind your backs. But let's say you don't talk down as much about a specific person than another. That's favoritism. And maybe it's because they're more wealthy, or maybe it's because they're better looking, or maybe it's because they're more athletic. It's favoritism. But say you're in a friend group, you guys are all friends, you guys all separate and go your own ways, whatever, and you guys go hang out for the night, and then you and let's say you and another guy go back to your place and you play some video games or whatever, or you go to the gym, something. Just having a better connection with somebody else doesn't mean it's like favoritism. It's just
Right.
we are just, there's different levels
Shout
of
out to last
relationships.
night.
Huh?
I said shout out to last
Bro,
night.
last night was
Oh,
a
last night.
blast, bro.
But yeah, when I got home, I just talked mad crap on you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just
Yeah, guys,
kidding.
I got online and I posted a bunch of bad stuff about you.
I'm just joking.
I told all
but-
my friends bad things about you guys.
That probably already happens. No, I'm not saying about you. I'm saying in general.
Oh no, I was telling my grandparents like, how was it? And I told them, and dude, honestly, I was so happy. And then I realized I'm like, my best friends have not even met my grandparents, my family yet. I was tempted to tell you guys to get out of the car and come say hi to everybody. But
I would have.
next week, or not next week, whenever we plan to hang out again.
But yeah, dude, like I said, I'm not afraid anymore to be open.
I appreciate the honesty.
Of course, man. There's no reason to not be honest.
Exactly.
It doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do you guys any good.
Doesn't do
It
them any-
doesn't do them any good. So
yeah, next week I'm gonna be 110% vulnerable, and I'm gonna probably cry. I
It's
already
okay,
know,
bro.
but
Dude,
like
if you
I don't.
cry, I might cry.
it's okay, bro.
Like,
I
when
cried
I
last
see-
episode.
Yeah, when I see other people emotional, I started tearing up.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
if
if
I'm
you
getting
noticed, but-
emotional, and then someone else cries, that'll like seal it for me. Like
Yeah.
it might just.
It's
Go.
kind of like that. If someone else gets sick, you're gonna get sick.
You know,
It's just always and like someone
a good way
someone
to put
yawns, you also yawn. Oh Lord, have mercy. Do you have to yawn? Do you have to yawn? Do you have to yawn? Do you have to yawn?
you know what's interesting? That's interesting. I don't know if maybe I shouldn't say this. I don't know.
You can cut it out.
Well, I don't even know if I should say it to you guys because I don't want it to seem like I'm
It's okay if you want to bash us.
patting myself on the back.
Go ahead.
I don't want to seem
Go
that way.
ahead.
Yeah, go.
So
I feel like the trophy child. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if Jackson has noticed or seen it this way, but last week or this week right now, like I didn't cry at all, and it's like my own testimony, like my own relationship and journey with Jesus. But last week I cried.
Yeah.
And it was Jackson's. It was about Jackson. And I don't know if you put to, probably. That's because I care about you more than myself.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
You did
I
make
don't-
that. You made that pretty clear.
I don't want to
Last
like
episode,
put
too.
you, like I don't want to put that down. Like yeah, like I appreciate that, but like, okay, this sounds bad. Just don't take it bad. But like yeah, we're supposed to.
Yeah, I know.
Like yeah.
Yeah. I just want you to know that though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if you didn't notice, you probably did notice. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, of course. Like
I feel like you guys
We all
probably
just like, yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah.
expect me to
I was
like-
waiting for it. I don't know because I've never seen you as like that emotional person, but I was like, this is his brother. Like in the back of my head, I'm just like, this is his brother. Is there a possibility?
What about
I
like
mean-
today? Did you guys expect me to get emotional? Like cry?
Okay, so how I see it,
I don't really expect
I don't-
anything.
I don't know because I feel like everybody could like react in a different way because like
Mm.
with my testimony, I know I'm gonna be like emotional with it just because it was a lot of like hard times and
Mm-hmm.
I don't really relive those moments anymore because I'm just trying to stop thinking of them. But other people could be like just numb to it at this point, to where they can just like, like I can do that with certain stories of my life, like and just be okay. And there's other parts that are like way more emotional. But it really just depends on If you're just, because after a while, if you just think about it every single day of your life, like you're just gonna be numb to it at that point.
I'm gonna be honest again. Sorry to keep this going on,
No,
but
keep being honest.
But no, I'm not saying sorry for being honest, but for I don't know how long this is.
I know, I'm just joking.
But it's
Hours 36.
okay.
Oh, that's not
That's I feel like that's kind of partly the reason why I didn't get super emotional, because I am super confident now in who I am, and I'm not afraid to share what I have. And I'm not saying you can't be confident and cry during your testimony, because you can, 100%. But I feel like the reason I didn't get that emotional was because in my past, when I was actually living through those moments I was talking about, I had so much crap in my mind. Bro, it was hard for me to fall asleep because I was just thinking about everything at once all the time.
Yeah.
And so I also did a lot of reflecting, and reflecting is a good thing, but a lot of my reflecting was in a bad way. And
Ooh, one of those verses was self-reflection and image, I think. Self-image.
yeah.
I need to show you those.
And so I was just like I was like thinking of those terrible moments over and over and over again. And so I had plenty of emotional experiences while I was living all that out. There was nights where I would cry myself to sleep. There's nights I would cry in the shower.
Crying in the shower hits.
There's nights where I would
Car
just
drives,
get on my knees on the floor
late night
in my
drives.
bedroom. There's nights where there's one night specifically where I was just like, I was in my room, everybody else was asleep, shut the games off, and I just fell to my knees and just started crying, bro. I was
confident crier.
bro, I'm tired of living this way. I was like, and that's how it was for me every single day, bro. I was sick of it, but I didn't know what to do.
The worst part, I feel like, is the second you feel like you can't cry. Like, that was me for a while, and that's like, that hurts.
I didn't cry around anyone else.
What was the last time, like, one of the first times? Or was
The-
it the
I'd
first
say-
time?
I'd say the last time I cried in front of anyone else besides the last episode was probably the last like huge fight I had with my family. That's probably the last time I cried. And I cried one because I was hurt inside, not just from what was said to me in the argument, but because of everything else that had happened to me up to this point that I was holding inside. And the other reason was because I was so angry at myself. I was angry at what my parents were saying to me, because at the time I feel like they were misunderstanding me. I feel like there's a lot of times where I feel like people didn't really completely understand me, and I feel like sometimes that was my fault because I would go about saying things and doing things kind of the wrong way, but had better intentions. And so I just felt misunderstood and angry. But yeah, I would say that was like the last time I cried. But that's when I just left the house. I went on like a 5-hour drive, and yeah.
That's what I would do. Like, if I didn't want to talk to anybody and they were, like, trying to, like, get it out of me, like, I'll be right back. And then I just go on a
Well-
late night drive.
Well, the thing was, I was crying when I left. I'm gonna be honest. When I was before, like in that moment, bro, I wanted to punch holes in my walls until my knuckles were gone. That's how angry I was at myself and just where I was in my life, my family feeling like they're not understanding me. Bro, I could not tell you how much adrenaline was flowing through my body. And I pray to God that I never get that to that point again. Because, bro, I was a rage monster, bro. In that moment, especially, I was just like, bro, that's why I left. I just had so much crap built up inside, and I didn't know how to let it out. And I was only letting it out at the gym, and it wasn't enough. Until I started taking my relationship with Jesus seriously and prioritizing it. That's when I realized I was enough for him to die on the cross for me. Take all of that anger, guilt, shame, and pain. He pinned that to the cross with him. And dude, that's when all of that crap just kind of just was gone. When that really sunk in. That's when all of that was gone, and dude, yeah. It's so, yeah, dude, I don't know where I would be or who I would be right now if it wasn't for Jesus Christ, bro. I probably wouldn't be here, like, around my family anymore. Who knows where I would be? Who knows what I'd be doing? Who knows what my lifestyle would be like? Bro. I can tell you now, though, where I was definitely not headed in the right direction.
Praise Jesus.
I heard you say that earlier, but you said it really quiet.
You want to hit the emote with me?
So I want to say, anybody watching,
Jesus. Praise Jesus.
I want to say, anybody watching, you're never too far gone. If you're still breathing, you still have a chance to give your life to Jesus, and you don't have to come to Jesus perfect, because you never will be.
That's the whole point.
Jesus literally died for the absolute worst version of yourself. You could be the filthy, most disgusting person with the so many countless sins, which we all have countless sins, but so many terrible things and horrible things that you've done.
That's why he came, though.
Jesus will still save you, and he will welcome you with open arms. You don't listen to this. You don't get clean to go take a shower. You go into the shower.
Need the doctor.
You go into the shower to get clean.
Amen.
You don't get clean to go to God. You go to God to get clean. Come on.
Bars. Facts.
So
Someone clip that.
if you're dirty, we make clips of ourselves, guys.
Braden.
No, we don't.
So it doesn't matter where you're at, who you are, what you've done, what you've been through. Jesus can't save you, and Jesus will save you if you give him the opportunity. He's not going to force it. It's up to you to give your life to Jesus. So, as you can see, we've gone through 2 testimonies now, Jackson's and now mine. You can clearly see
how Jesus has worked.
Jesus is real, and Jesus changes people. And then next week, we're going to have even more of that.
Amen.
With Aiden's testimony.
We have church tomorrow.
We do have church tomorrow.
Let's go. Praise Jesus.
We do have church tomorrow.
Guys, we have church tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Yay.
Last Sunday,
I do like church.
I watched, I think it was 6 baptisms. And it was one of the guys were my age. Senior in high school, 17. I was like, that's exciting. And there was a girl, she was, I think, 12. Another girl, I think it was like 12, 13, 17, might have been 15. But no, I saw a few baptisms, and I was like, dude, this is exciting. These are kids that are giving their life to the Lord. I was excited for them. Me and my uncle, we were just hollering. It was so funny. Everybody, cause my uncle's loud. Me and my uncle together, it's pretty bad.
I'd
And
like
like
to see that.
when we sing, like when we're worshiping, dude, we're the loudest in there. Hands are
Aiden-
raising. You guys
Aiden
gotta come
noticed.
sometime.
Where do you go?
Faith Assembly.
I don't think I've heard of it.
It's you guys know where Hope City is? The big.
I know about Hope City. I don't know where it's at though.
Oh. Well, one day. It's actually not far from here, from Forest Park. But yeah, me and my uncle, we get into it. We love singing. I love singing. I used to be like afraid to do it, but now, dude, I have my arms. Except ever since working out, Lord, I try to keep my arms up, but they get tired. They get tired. I'm just like, they're like burning, dude.
Guess what? My girlfriend says, she says, if you're afraid to worship because of what other people think, you're worshiping other people, and if you're afraid to worship because you don't want to, then you're worshiping yourself.
Dude, his girlfriend speaks straight facts.
I don't know if she came up with that, but that's where I heard it from.
Well, the fact that she could just,
Dude, I'm
like,
not
said
sure.
it was like,
She could have come up with it. I don't exactly remember, but yeah.
Well, no, that's true though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at other churches, I'm like, and then I'm just like,
It's church.
dude, I'm at
Dude,
church. I'm here for Jesus.
I don't know, dude. For me,
I used to be more of like a listener worshiper, but I've low key been like,
I get
s-
it. I, like,
I've been
sway my body
singing
and
more. I'm
everything.
like,
I get
oh,
into it.
like
I'm
when
like, oh
I'm
wait, this singing's actually kind of
when
fun.
I'm at church, I'm just like when they play the music, I'm just like internalizing.
Yeah, he's
That's
locked
what-
in.
that's what I-
I remember looking
That's
at
what I
him
kind of
and
do, but then that's what
I'm
I
like, this guy's locked in right now.
I
Me, I'm
don't
just, like,
sing.
going
I don't
crazy.
sing at church.
that's kind
I-
of what I do, but
I just like internalize what's being said.
yeah, that's what I did, but do. But sometimes there's
Me
like,
personally, I
I was
just
like,
feel
I
like
want
I-
to sing.
Yeah, me
Let me
personally, I just feel like I'm
Praise Jesus
connecting
out
more
loud.
And then
when I sing,
like when I'm in my car,
especially when they play music I listen to.
yeah, like when I'm in my car, yeah, bro, that's
He's
where I
punching the
sing.
steering wheel. Going ham. That's me.
Oh,
I can
wait.
see Braden doing that.
Oh,
like
wait.
accidentally punching the roof of his car.
I remember you guys talking about being
go like
social.
this
earlier.
Like bobbing.
Huh?
Now you have tinted windows. You don't have to worry about.
Who'd you say,
nobody.
Jackson?
I remember you guys talking about being like social earlier. How you're like pretty social and you've
Yeah.
like gotten better. I wouldn't say I'm antisocial, but like I like talking to people. I will do it. Sometimes I'll start a conversation. Sometimes I won't. But I'm a big listener.
Oh, I
like,
love listening.
Especially in group gather. Like yeah, you guys probably know. I may talk the least between you guys. It depends on the day. But I'm a big listener. Like any like big gatherings, I like to listen more. Definitely a lot more than I speak. I should probably speak a little more, honestly.
I don't
But
like speaking in big gatherings either.
it's not that I dislike it. It's just sometimes I just like to listen. But sometimes if I'm not talking, it's not because I'm like antisocial or scared to talk to you or whatever, or I don't like you. It's just that sometimes I just actually don't have anything to say.
Yeah, and it's
like,
also when I
just-
get to hear all like the
blank.
adult drama. Just like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
what's going on at your work? That no way. That's great. I'm such an eavesdropper, but no, I love speaking to people. But I can read them. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to talk to me. I know you don't. But you know what? I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna continue to talk to you because I'm gonna get you to the point where you want to talk to other people. You
Let's be
negative
friends.
Nancy. Let's be friends.
Force them here.
One of my bosses earlier, he wasn't having a good day. And I just kept, he's like, Aiden, this is all you're doing. And I'm like, I know. I'm like, cheer up, smile.
It's a
Your day depends on how you act.
You know
like,
what?
come on now.
You know what I say? I say every day's a good day.
I was
Because-
on
It's a good day to have a good day.
God's wake up list. So right now, I mean, I'm winning. So
I think we're all winning because we're saved by Jesus. You know.
exactly.
We're on the wait list.
This guy.
No. I think one of our pastor's sermons. I think one time it's like, don't like let this life be a life where you like just endure throughout it. Like don't endure. your
Endure, you
life.
mean?
Endure.
I don't know why is it- sometimes
Endorsement.
endure. ENDUR.
endure.
Don't let it be a life where you're just like enduring until you die so you can go to heaven. Like actually like make the most of it. help be that light in people's. Praise Jesus. Be the light for people. Help lead other people closer to God, and I guess I don't know if you said this, but like have a little fun with it. Like
exactly.
don't like dislike it. Like
Bro, that's what
I yelled at
I
work.
this is, bro.
I can confidently say now, when I thank God for a new day in the morning, I mean it. Like I love having new days. Like I love being alive. It's great. Every day's a good day, and then sometimes if you got the right people, it's gonna be a great day.
Exactly. But he has some dude, random guy. I was copying, because there's that other section and then there's me, and there's this guy that I'm friends with, and he's like doing things, and so I look over and I can see everything clear, and so I'm copying him, and then this older dude's like, "What are you doing?" to him, and he was like, "Oh, he's just copying me. He's doing everything I'm doing," and so the guy was like, "What's his name?" They told that guy my name, and he yelled across the store. He yelled my name, and I was like, what did he just say? Because all I heard was someone yelled. I didn't know he said my name, and then I just yelled back, and then I see just a man waving at me. And I'm like, dude, this is funny. But I yelled in my own store, in my own place of work, because you got to do it. I made everybody else laugh though, so I won
Yeah.
in that moment. Everybody else was laughing.
It seems like everybody
I'm
won.
also always dancing. I love dancing.
Yeah, you guys got to do the little dance with me. I showed
Little
you.
dancey
That was so
dance.
awkward. You guys weren't doing it with me.
Your face turns so red.
Yeah, I was like, guys,
I was like,
do it
dude,
with
he
me.
is
And then
embarrassed
you
right
guys
now.
were, yeah, I was like, guys, do it with me, and then you guys were just
We don't know the dance, bro. What do you mean
All I
do
know
it
is we
with you?
jump
You
up
didn't
and
show
dance.
us.
Did you guys see the beanies out there? I low-key might buy one. For like early morning lifts. I don't want to like wash my hair yet. I gotta go home and shower after, so there's no point. Put a beanie on, and it's red.
Speaking of,
Every time I
going
think of
home.
red, I think of red letters. Like this. Have you ever heard that song? Well, in the red
What do
letters
I
in the
think
Bible.
Oh,
For the red
Jesus.
letters in the Bible.
Jesus speaking. Jesus, everything that came out of Jesus' mouth was a bar, dude.
Straight bars. I actually, for when I had to take theater, my mom forced me. Actually,
Mm.
I was forced to take theater because the lady that was still teaching it taught like my whole family, and I had to like do like a dance for a song, and I chose red letters. Like I chose that like the
I
song.
don't think I know that
Red
song.
letter, is it?
It's like red
Is it-
letters.
Yeah.
And so like I wore something red, and then I had like cut out letters, and so I like pointed at my hoodie and I like threw the letters up. But yeah, that's fun fact. I took theater and I actually enjoyed it.
Crazy.
It was a class. It wasn't. I didn't like do the like actual like.
Aiden's gonna be an actor.
I could be.
Yeah,
Sign
too.
me.
I could be too.
Sign me up.
Bro's gonna be the next Spider-Man after Tom Holland.
I guess I'll be Batman then.
Rebooted Spider-Man, Aiden Reyes.
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent.
Superman, what?
Nah, he's more of like a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Wolverine,
Hugh Jackman
what?
kind of.
Yeah, because you're not very
here.
tall.
Oh.
You're not short, but you're not like.
It's the
6'4".
hair. It's the face.
I'm taller
the
than
face.
Wolverine, bro.
Yeah,
It's
Wolverine's like 5'3".
It's Hugh Jackman's that tall.
He's
No,
tall.
comic
He's-
accurate Wolverine's like
Oh.
5'3".
Hugh
Gotta
Jackman's
say.
tall. How did
He's
we
not
get
comic
to
accurate.
talking about Hugh Jackman?
He's like 6'3".
Isn't Hugh Jackman Wolverine?
Yeah, but he's not comic accurate.
No, but he's the Wolverine. Though.
He's the live action version of Wolverine.
He's our Wolverine.
He's our. We're not in the comic.
I would like to see a
universe.
shorter guy to play Wolverine and more jacked.
Then he'd be like a little
You
pipsqueak.
went Henry.
Wolverine is like some guy on PEDs is what Wolverine looks like. Not just a lean guy.
That was perfect. That was so good. It's like
that was good. That
it's
was good.
like the aesthetic of how actors used to look. Like look at Tobey Maguire when he played Spider-Man. He wasn't jacked, but that's what people thought was jacked.
Yeah,
And then now there's like
It's
these dudes
changed
with like
so much.
freaking
I saw
60-inch arms, and that's normal.
I saw a
Like,
video
what?
about that. It's like millennials going for like their dream physique. Their dream physique, and it was like Robert Pattinson from like Twilight or something. He was like, I'm going for this.
Bro,
not
he was
too
so
big."
skinny.
And then, it's like Jim Z, and she was like Sam Solik.
That's normal. Okay.
All right.
Even though he's 300 pounds. Okay.
How do we get to talking about?
We went from
Jesus.
Jesus to Marvel to Sam Solik.
We should wrap that up before it gets worse.
True.
That green girl.
Okay. I can't believe. Okay, I actually thought we were cutting that whole conversation out, and we didn't.
Hey, that's
everybody's
on
like,
him.
"You had a crush on?" I was like, "Okay, bro." But I was like, "Hey, thanks for sticking around." That was at the end of the episode, so good job.
Oh yeah.
But
Congratulations, you made it this
guys,
far.
we thank you, and love you, and appreciate you. You guys are family. Family is forever.
Brothers and sisters.
Also, I want to say, like, these testimony videos that we're doing. Hopefully these inspire you guys to not be afraid to share your testimonies.
Please do. That'd be so fun.
And I'm not saying you have to, like, start a podcast and share your testimony, but, like,
You can come on our podcast. Joe.
don't be afraid. Yeah, if you want to, bro. I want to hear people's testimonies.
I would love to have you, like, some of you guys on here.
I bet I know a guy.
I know a guy. Okay.
You mean like the Christian lifestyle?
Yeah, I know a Christian guy that would probably.
Oh, we all
Cool.
know one. And that needs to be our first one.
Yes.
The animal.
Danimal. But, we'll
Yeah.
be talking to him because he has to be here. He's going to have to be here. I want him to, he should be our first guest.
Yeah, he deserves.
You actually
it.
should.
But I would actually love to have some of you guys on here.
Dude,
So if you're up for it.
honestly, I just want to hear people's testimonies.
Yeah. Come on
I
here.
love
and be
hearing
a short
testimonies.
testimony.
Why are you making that face? You're like,
He's mewing.
you're like,
He's mewing.
I don't think I showed my teeth. I don't know what was I doing. I just kind of looked.
I don't know. You look like you kind of cringe whenever I said.
What'd you say?
I said I love to hear people's testimonies,
Oh,
and
no,
I
I
want to
wasn't.
hear other people's testimony. You were just like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
But,
I was like, dang, he's not feeling it.
guys, we always do this.
So for real this time.
So for real this time. Do you have anything else to share?
I do.
We always do this.
We always do this every episode. For the past 4 episodes, we have done this every time. This is the 5th episode, and we're doing it again. It's going to be continuous.
But yeah, don't be afraid to share your testimony. And if any of you guys want to be on, we need to have people we need to have people DM us if they want to be on it.
DM
and we'll
us.
go through the DMs.
Please.
How long of a wait list would we have if we accepted everybody? How are we gonna like decide?
Oh, we're
who-
We don't even know how. There's probably gonna be a handful of people that make it this far in the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many people actually watch all the way through?
but still.
Not too many.
Hey, shout out to anybody that actually watches it all the way through because you're an OG.
I know
Yeah.
our biggest fan watches
Yeah.
all the way through, like every week.
She's not a fan. She's a supporter.
She's not a fan. She's
She's fam,
She's fam. Not a
Fam.
fan.
sister. And
brothers and sisters in Christ. Come on, now.
Wickety whack. All right.
We always do this, guys.
We always do this. Guys, we are going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. This is a longer episode
Again.
but
But
we
the
had,
just expect the next testimony to also be a longer episode.
dude, we just have good conversations, and I don't want to like force them to be short
Yeah.
Exactly.
because then it just doesn't feel genuine, you know. Like if we force them to cut short, I don't want to rush people's testimonies, especially either. So
And I mean, some people, they'll watch it all the way through. Some people won't. It's okay.
yeah,
But any of you that do, we truly appreciate you. And thank you. And this is episode 5 of Braden's testimony.
yes, sir.
We need to get one of those remotes that, like, do the applauses.
There's a soundboard there. I don't know if one of them have a clapping noise.
I think one of them do.
I think one of them might, but I don't know which is which, and we can't hear it. So I don't want you to play like the or the.
Just press all of them real fast, and you can hear it while you're editing. press it again.
No,
No.
it's done now. Bro's just playing all the noises right now, like.
It sounds like there's something out there, but the lights are all off, so there's no way.
Okay. Okay, for real this time.
All right.
Guys, this is gonna be the wrap.
Yeah, I just want to end off with the Jesus loves you. Don't forget it. Do not forget it.
Do not forget it. God loves you, and you
Jesus
should love
loves you.
God.
And hopefully we'll see you back next week
I heard Jesus.
Hopefully.
Jesus heard
for
you.
episode
Yeah,
6.
not every day's promised. Hug your loved ones.
Well, yeah, that and 2, like the people watching now, hopefully they'll be back to watch episode 6 of Aiden's testimony, which I'm actually really excited to hear. I can't wait. I feel like that's gonna have a really, I feel like Aiden's testimony is gonna have a pretty big impact on people if they actually listen. So, all right. God bless. Jesus loves you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Oh yeah, love you guys.
Love
And
you.
I love you guys
I
too,
love you guys.
brothers.
You guys.
God bless.
Got no chains,